Are you all good? You had a good lunch? Yes, you have a good lunch. Thank God. All right. Do we have space at the back, Fatin? Do we have space at the back? Some space. Okay. Can we all assemble at the back before we start the listening slot? Can we all assemble? Means let's group ourselves at the back, that open area. Yes, we're gonna do an activity. Wait. No, 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 no. We sit here lah. You're not moving up, but everybody has to stand. Okay, everybody have to stand. All right, we'll play an energizer, we call it. An energizer, so that to get you ready for the listening text that you'll be doing with Dr. Mimi after this. All right, are you good? Stretch. Okay. All right, this game or this energizer is called Body Parts and Colors. Okay, body parts and colors. So what I will do is I will call out a body part and a color. What you need to do is touch that body part to the color. Touch the body part to the color. Example. Finger blue. Okay? Finger blue. So this is your finger, right? It can be any finger. It can be the middle finger. Okay? Finger to touch. Are you clear of? All right. Knee. You know where's your knee? All right. Green. Find anything here that's green. Touch the green. Ah, clever, clever. Come on, where? Okay, good. Knee, green. Where? Green. Okay. Knee. Knee. Not finger, knee. Okay. All right. Thank you. So you get it? All right. Next. Okay. Hip. Hip. Red. Can share. Hip. Red. Fine. Anything that's red. Yes. Hip. Red. I like that. Oh, you have people joining you. Good. Clever. Okay. Where's your red? Oh, red pen. Okay. Red. That's pink. All right. Okay. Next. We've got finger. We have hip. We have knee. Okay. Forehead. Forehead gray. I love this. Forehead gray. All right. Clever. I want to see creativity. Excellent. Forehead gray. Okay. Excellent, teachers. Okay. Therefore, don't get yourself electrocuted or anything. Okay, next. We got forehead. Nose. Orange. Orange. Find something that's orange. Nose, orange. That's orange. Come on, who got orange? Orange. Oh, okay. Are you sure this is orange? Ow. Come. Who else having orange? Clever. Excellent. All right, one last one. Okay, elbow. Elbow. Turquoise. Turquoise. I want to see whether you know how turquoise looks like. Mana turquoise? This is not turquoise. Turquoise, good. Wow, okay. Turquoise. Yes, that's turquoise. Turquoise, where's the turquoise? More of sea green. That's more green. Turquoise is a bit bluish. Clever. I love this. All right. Okay, thank you. Now, I was looking for this. This gentleman actually Googled the color. In every workshop, I was looking for someone who can Google the color and attach it on the screen. That's one person that I've met. Okay, congratulations, teachers. Are you well awake now? All right. You know all your body parts already? All right. You can also use this activity with your students. Yeah? All right. Okay. I now pass the baton to Dr. Mimi for the most interesting component.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Azina. And good afternoon, everyone. So I believe everyone is wide awake now. Yeah, eager to continue with our session today, which is the listening component. All right. When you ask your students to listen, what are actually you are asking them to do? Listening for what? Listen for what, actually? Information, keywords. What else? You forgot the most important part of listening. Listen for instructions. Yes. All right. So listen for instructions. And for you, as you are now the test candidates, you also need to learn to listen to instructions. Yeah. What do I press? I mean, up and down. Oh, all right. Okay. So, all right. So why don't we listen to the video first before I go on into the whole component of listening? Scan the QR code and listen. Listen audio. It's not connected. Another example of technical glitch. Because sometimes you face this during your test, but don't panic, right? Just keep calm. Okay. As long as you haven't started the test, you still have the time. Kena terbalik. Dia dah ada. Did you manage to scan the code just now? Not yet. All right, it's okay. Okay, while waiting for Dr. Azina to, yeah, okay. Like mentioned by Dr. Azina this morning, I was with her department, Department of ELTM, English Management, and now I'm heading the Department of Research and Innovation. My department is responsible for PPKBIS, Program Peningkatan Kemahiran Bahasa Inggeris di Sekolah, targeting Form 4 students and targeting only writing skill. So this year Malacca was not involved with this program, but maybe next year we will. And the schools selected are actually hotspot schools, whereby the SPM result is below 50% of B2. This program, and we will teach them, the teachers, how to help improve students' writing, especially for SPM, using data-driven intervention. For example, you look at your students' essays and you identify what are the common errors. All right, and from there you analyze using the data, and then you will introduce interventions on how to correct those errors. Okay, it's called data-driven approach. And this data-driven approach is actually being implemented by the state of Sarawak for the whole of the subjects in school, not just for English. But for us here in Semenanjung, we are only focusing on English. All right, so that is what we'll be doing. And then should there be any announcements on this PPKBIS next year, if you think you need help with your students in terms of their writing, you can just let your PPD or JPN officers know, and then they can submit the names to us so that we can invite you to join us for this program. It's we're doing it into phases. Phase one will inform you on how the program is all about, how it's being carried out, and then you will be given coaches or mentors to assist you to carry out the intervention in schools. All right, and you're given normally like 2 or 3 weeks to carry out the intervention. Then you have to analyze those data, okay, and then you have to write a short report about the findings, and you are also given the chance to publish it with us. So it's actually another cycle of or another way of looking at action research. Right. So I think next year moving ahead with this, especially with the use of AI apps. All right. Can you scan the QR code now? Can it be played? No, the video. Then how? From here, it's not there. Tak ada. Ah. All right. Can you hear it from your own devices? Okay, your phone. Ah. Right. I think another way of doing this, kita log out, log in balik. That's what I think to do. While they are doing that. Wow. Boleh, boleh online kan? Boleh. Meeting. Meeting. Dengan DM. Eh. Mana setting ya? Because this not kan. This one. It doesn't affect. It doesn't affect the audio here kan? No, no, no. Itu apa ni? Saya tak setting nak buka Bluetooth punya app. Itu tu. Sebab tadi aku check memang murah. Memang murah tapi because bila tadi dia tertutup, kena log in log out balik. So, dia tak ada buka sebentar eh. So, off dulu. Audio dia kan? This one right? Audio ada, itu ada kan? Audio ada, ni ada. So, do we add device? Tak ada, or maybe kita disconnect first. Sudah ada. Yeah, but audio dia nanti tercicir. Ni yang you baru download ke yang mana? Yang I download last night. Okay. Tahu now? Orang tahu tak? Let them listen to it. I naikkan ni. The video is, huh? Ah. There. That is how it works. Okay.
The Aptis Advanced Listening Test has 4 task types, all focusing on different aspects of real-life listening. You will have 30 minutes to complete all 4 parts. The listening tasks get more difficult as the test progresses. In the beginning, you listen for keywords in the message, whereas later in the test, the speech becomes faster and this is which opinion? The man, the woman, or both? Remember that you will hear the recording. The Aptis Advanced Listening Test has 4 task types, all focusing on different aspects of real-life listening. You will have 30 minutes to complete all 4 parts. The listening tasks get more difficult as the test progresses. In the beginning, you listen for keywords in the message, whereas later in the test, the speech becomes faster and the language used is more complex. In the first part, you will listen to 5 short recordings. In the next part, you will listen to 3 separate monologues and answer 2 questions for each recording. Use the fact that you can listen twice to your advantage here. Read through the questions before you listen. Then, on your first listen, select your answers and listen a second time to confirm. Remember that in part 1 and 2, if you'd like to hear a question for the second time, click on the play button. The system will not apart. Read through the options before it starts. Make sure you know what information you are listening for. In the fourth and final part, you will hear 2 separate monologues. You need to select the correct answers from a table. The information in the monologue does not appear in the same order as in the table. Remember that in this part, you will hear each monologue only once. For more detailed information, check the Aptis Advanced Candidate Guide on our website. Aptis, Forward-Thinking English Testing.
My name is Kapil. I'm from Nexus International.
All right, when you listen to the video, how many parts are there in the listening component? 4, 3, 2, 4, yes. How many time are you given to complete the component? 30 minutes. 30 miserable minutes. Just now speaking, how many minutes? 10. So this one another 30. So 40 miserable minutes. 40 miserable minutes before you're allowed to take your break. All right, never mind. They'll just fly by. Okay, what does part 3 test you on? Okay, that's why I said I was supposed to give you these questions before you listen to the video so that you know what you're listening to, right? So whenever you teach your students listening also, you give them questions first to be fair. So for this component, listening component, you'll be given the time to listen, to read the questions first. Okay, jangan kelam kabut. Okay, there will be also a narrator narrating the question to you. So at the same time, you can internalize take a deep breath. Don't panic. Okay, because whatever you're going to listen, it's not going to be as precise and clear as the way Dr. Azina and I speak here. Right? It will be mostly by real native speakers that have their dialect and whatnot, and it's not going to be one bit by bit kind of speech. It's going to be like connected speech. And then there'll be some confusions here and there. And then when you listen to the video just now, it did say that some parts you can play the audio twice, right? Uh, so basically, you can guess that the level is not quite C1. As it progresses, it will be more difficult, and you can only listen once. That's when you really need to concentrate. Yeah, I'm not going to scare you, but these are actually the strategies and things that you need to prepare yourself mentally. Because some people think, listening kacang. Yeah, in a way, because it's only 30 minutes, right? But it's not that kacang, or else everyone will just simply get C1. All right? But you need to practice. Don't worry. That's why we're giving it now, so we can practice. Okay, is the difficulty level the same across all the questions? Of course not. Yeah? And then which part allows you to listen once? 3 and 4. 1, 2, you can play again. Okay, only twice. But don't play if you feel that you can answer the questions. You're already confident with the questions, with your answers, do not play. Don't waste time in part 1 and part 2. Because there is a disclaimer saying the difficulty level will increase as you progress to levels 3 and 4. So 1 and 2 senang, you can play twice, but don't waste time there. All right, because you takut nanti you wouldn't have enough time for 3 and 4. The clock will keep on ticking. Yeah, there's no way you can stop the clock. All right. So weightage, just like any other components, 25%, 30 minutes, and CFR level from B1 to C2. If you can get C2, very good. All right, numerical from 0 to 50. Okay. All right. Okay, listening, 30 minutes. Part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Okay. Part 1, what do you have to listen for? Identifying factual information. All right. Monologues or dialogues. How many of them? I think 4 or 5. But for each one question. Identifying option and attitude is part 2. Opinion and attitude. Listen to a monologue to identify opinion and attitude. 3 option, multiple choice. Something like multiple choice. 2 items per monologue, and you can listen twice. Sometimes we are a bit impatient. The recording is not yet towards the end. Kita dah this is the answer. No, be careful, because again this is CEFR level. It's not going to be that easy. There will be distractors, and there will be like a twist at the end of the audio. Okay, so sabar, dengar sampai habis. Alright, part 3, understanding an extended spoken text. Listen to a dialogue to identify which speakers express which opinions. Alright, normally there's a man and a woman. Alright, and then you have to identify what did he actually say? What did she actually say? Alright, and it's not direct, yeah? 6 items per dialogue, and listen only once. So when the questions are on the screen, use the time to look through the questions. All right? So that you know where to concentrate on. But then again, there's no point of me telling you all this yet, because you need to listen, and then you can experience what is it I'm saying here. And part 4, understanding an extended story. Listen to a monologue to identify information, 4 items per monologue, and listen only once. All right, so strategize. 1 and 2 quite easy, but again, Sabar, dengar sampai habis. Jangan terus lompat to the answers. Right? 3 and 4, be more concentrate on the questions and on the listening. Because you can only listen once. Okay. Okay. Sorry about the visual; it's not so clear. But here are some tips. Identifying factual information for part 1. Okay, you will listen to 5 short recordings or monologues. Answer 1 question for each recording. All right. And then you can visit the British Council website. All right. For tips and practice. For part 2, identifying opinion and attitude. 3 recordings. You have to answer 2 questions for each. See, the difficulty level increases now. And then spoken text for part 3, a discussion between a woman and a man. And then for the answer, sometimes for the question, for example, 1 question, is it a man, a woman, or both? It could be both of them saying the same thing. That you have to decide. That's the tricky part. And for part 4, you will hear 2 separate monologues. You will need to select the correct answers from the table. Almost similar to part 4. Okay? Suspense kan? Okay. So what are the tips or the skills in listening? Just like when you ask your students to listen for text or whatnot, prediction, you predict. But don't be too rigid with your prediction. It can change. Recognize synonyms and paraphrasing because again, they will not use the same words in the recording, in the questions and the answers. Different words, different vocab. Recognizing distractors, all right, and understand connected speech. Connected speech because they are native speakers. They are not Malaysian speakers, unfortunately. So it's not going to be clear cut. Okay, predict. You will have a short time to read through the question. Okay, try to predict what the answers might be, and you will focus your mind on what to listen out for in the recording. Okay, yang ni biasa lah, right? Okay, this is what you've been doing before this. Even when you listen to songs also, you predict, what's the next lyric going to be like? Okay. Identify information needed for the answers, the type of information required, the type of word required, and the synonyms. More often than not, spoken text will contain synonymous. Okay, this is common. Do not expect to hear the same vocab. Jangan cari perkataan yang sama as the recording one. The answers will not be that direct. For example, the audio says the park itself wasn't developed until 1979, but the options for the answers could be, or the answer is, the question was first built in 1979. Okay, nampak tak? Dia punya vocab difference, yeah? Or it's the highest wooden roller coaster in the country, right? Tapi the Hurricane roller coaster is tall and made of wood. So you have to guess. All right. Okay, what are distractors? Okay, words or phrases used by a speaker to qualify something or to correct themselves or another speaker. Distractors are common in the listening test and are intended to try and catch you out. Listen to all the details before choosing your answer. Okay, sabar. Dengar sampai habis. Okay, baca semua jawapan. For example, they live at number 65 Miller Street. No, sorry, it's number 46. I always get the numbers the wrong way around. So if you are impatient, you can, the answer is 64, whereby the actual answer is 46. For example, I really fancy a steak for my main course, but I've decided to have the fish as I'm trying to cut down on red meat. So those are distractors. Those are the examples that you're going to hear in the text. Okay, you're still with me? Okay, connected speech. When words and sounds in a sentence run into each other, a non-native speaker may find it difficult to understand what is being said. Do you want to go to the park? That's how we're going to say it, right? The non-native speakers, we say one by one. But native speakers, they don't actually have the time to say one by one. They connect semua, they jalan, the bulldoze everything. So it becomes shorter. You want to get to the park? All right. I don't know how to do it, but you get what I mean. Okay? I have to visit my grandma. I visit my grandma. No? So you have to listen carefully. Yes. Yes. It's something like slang or dialect, that kind of thing. So you have to be careful. Exactly. Yeah. Because you're not only listening to Malaysian English, you're listening to international English. That's how it's going to be. Yeah, the accent will be there. Not so much of the accent actually. It's more like it's a conversational kind of language. So they're going to do it conversationally. Correct. Normal conversational English and normal conversational pace. Okay. So for part one, listen to 5 short recordings of monologues and dialogues to identify the correct information. Answer one question for each recording, and there are 4 multiple choice answers, and you can listen twice. This is the interface of the question, okay? For listening, I cannot see, so I cannot read. So something like this, okay? Uh, when you see this interface, is it okay? This button here, me, never ever ever click on this icon or this button. This one. What does it mean? Submit. Yes. Jangan gatal-gatal tangan. Submit yang ini. Previous, next, yes. But only for parts 1 and part 2. Alright. This one, even though is there, this is the distractor. Do not by any means click on that small cute button. Not so cute. Because once you submit, that's it. There's nothing we can do. It's already up in the clouds. So post as you want. Okay? Time is here. Again, don't be bothered too much by the time. With practice, you know how to handle time. Right? Because this is the first time you're seeing this interface, you have time on the same page with the question, you feel anxious, and terrified. But don't be. Okay. Questions here, answers here. All right. Again, what do you do with this? Ignore. Please ignore. Okay. This is not the time to be experimental. What happens if I click this? She's just bluffing. No, I'm not. Okay. Shall we try? If you have your headphones, headset, whatnot, you can put it on so that the whole hall wouldn't disrupt each other. Okay, use your headphones or whatever have you, iPod ke, earplug, whatever, and listen. Okay, are we good? Okay, all right. So, how are the questions? Easy kan? Easy peasy? Easy peasy boleh lah. All right. Okay. So again, um, once you started on the listening component, I just want to stress this repeatedly if possible. Part 1 and part 2, you have the choice to start to press the start button and to pause or to play again. Only for parts 1 and 2. But do not spend too much time on part 1 and 2 because you know the questions are easy. Answers could be very direct. Move on to part 3 and 4. Because there have been some cases whereby you spend too much time on parts 1 and 2. Come part 3 and 4, you're rushing it. And you may not be able to complete part 4. And for all you know, part 4 is actually at C1 level. All right, part 1, part 2 normally B2 or high B2 or low B2. All right. Are these the answers? Okay, those are the answers. Did you get your answers? Yeah, all right. Correct? How many questions? 6. 10 questions. 10 over 10? Yay. Boleh balik? You wish. All right. Okay, very easy. Just a practice, yeah? Okay, for part 2, almost similar to part 1, whereby you can replay the audio. All right. But then again, read the questions carefully first. Don't rush, but time or pace yourself. 3 recordings. All right. This one is on opinions and attitudes. So you need to be able to read between the lines in order for you to differentiate or in order for you to decide on the opinions and attitudes. Opinions and attitudes sometimes is not clear cut. All right. Answer 2 questions for each recording. So there'll be 6 questions altogether and 3 option multiple choice and you can listen twice. This is how it's going to look like, almost similar to part 1. Again, which button you should not ever touch? Yes, this cute small arrow here. All right. If you submit, bak kata orang negeri kan, tak dapat dia nolong. Dia dah naik ke awan. There's nothing we can do about it. All right. And part 3, the format is listen to discussion between a man and a woman. Always a man and a woman. But the answers wouldn't be man, woman only. Answers can be man, woman, both. I've been told repeatedly by candidates or those who have sat for the exam, part 3, this is the hardest part because you need to distinguish who said it, the man, the woman, or both of them. All right. And part 3, you cannot repeat the audio. Okay, this is how it's going to look like, the interface. Listen to 2 people discussing blah, blah, blah. While the narrator is narrating the question to you, okay, you have to be mentally prepared. Okay, these are the things that you need to look through, and you can look through the answers. Here, if you look carefully, it's a drop-down button. Okay, when you click, it will show man, woman, both. All right, for all the answers. Okay, it's going to make it easy for you. Again, this one, danger zone, yeah? I wish I put it in red. Okay, now try. If you need, anyone need, boleh? Can I? Boleh, Are you still listening? Are you done? Okay, done. All right. Don't worry, there'll be more practices after this. Shall we look at the answers? Okay. These are the questions, I believe. These are the questions? Yes. All right. But here, I think Roy is the man. Woman is? Ryan is man. Rox is the woman. And B, both of them. All right. Okay, let's show your answers. Dang, dang, dang. One, alienated children can cause a lot of trouble to the community. Both of them said that. Number two, both of them said the same thing. Three, the guy, Ryan. Four, the woman. Five, Ryan again. Six, both of them. Seven, the guy. And the eight is both of them. Complicated enough? And this is just part 3. Okay. All right. 8 over 8. 7. Okay. 6. 5. All right, not bad. 4. Bangga 4. 3. Ada juga. It's okay. It's just practice. Don't be too hard on yourself. But now you know what to expect for the real exam. Okay, moving on. Salah. Okay, part 4. Jeng jeng. Listen to 2 separate monologues to identify key pieces of information. So it's no longer opinion or attitude, but key pieces of information. They can ask you about anything. 3 option multiple choice and 4 items per monologue. Okay, so basically 8 questions there. Okay, this is the interface for part 4. Remember this? Okay, good. All right. So here, for example, you have like 2 monologues just now, right? So you have Adam and Peter. Okay. These are actually the answers, but because they want to make it easier for you, the answers will also be shown at the question below. So this is just to prepare you for the answers. So you don't have to scroll up and down, okay, for ease of navigation, because you only have 30 minutes to complete all the 4 parts. All right, so enough about interface. We look at the descriptors. Okay, so you are aspiring to get C1, can understand enough to follow extended speech on abstract and complex topics beyond your own field. Okay, you should get that. Not this one, this one. Okay, practice again. Sila. Are we good, ladies and gentlemen? Can we proceed with the answers? Okay, there will be relief. There will be one more practice that I want to share with you, and then we'll call it a day for today. Yeah, yay! Because I can see that there are heads wilting away here, there, everywhere. Yeah, I understand. This is the first day, and it's too much for everyone. All right, so just bear with me for one more practice. And then I'm going to sum up the session today, and that's it for today. Yeah? So just bear with me. Shall I share the answers with you? All right. Thank you. Ta-da! Kindly check your answers. See how well you did just now. But don't be too hard on yourself. It's just practice and your first practice. You're going to do one more practice after this, then that's it. All right? Good with the answers? We're not going to discuss the answers. You check on your own afterwards, at home ke, bila-bila. If you want to improve on your performance, you can do it so at home at your own time because you already have the answers here. Ya, ambil gambar, simpan sebagai kenangan. Untuk kenangan. Alright, we good? Thank you. Let's proceed. One more practice. Tarik nafas, bertenang. This is the last session, the last practice. Do your best. Cantik kan gambar dia? I like the leaves around the QR code.
This one is from Aptis Web, practice 4. If you have Aptis Web with you, it's practice 4.
If earlier on you have downloaded Aptis Web or you have tried practice on Aptis Web, this is from practice 4 from the same link.
dah hilang kan? Hilang? Dia kena berapa salah? Kena berapa salah? Macam mana tengok tu boleh tak? Aduh, dia tak ada tu.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, are we good? Very good, yeah? Okay, so that's the last for today. How did you find so far the listening component? Very challenging? Sorry? Interesting, yes. That's another way of looking at it. Interesting. Now you know your weaknesses, all right, what you need to improve on. Yeah, and then maybe the only thing that we can provide you with now is actually the skills or strategies on how you could actually score for this component. All right. Like I said just now, for parts 1 and 2, you can repeat. But then again, when you're listening to the audio, do not press pause. Do not press the pause button. There is no pause button pun. So jangan press apa-apa lah. Especially the small cube button just now. Alright. So just let it go. Let it flow. Listen to the end. Especially for parts 1 and 2. Confident with the answers. Proceed to parts 3 and 4. And then that's it. There is no compulsion for you to go back to parts 1 and 2. Even though you have extra time on your hands. For all you know, nanti, sometimes, is it correct? Saya je kata-kata lah, I still have time, I want to go back to part 1, tak payah. Just let it go. Because parts 1 and 2 are the easy parts. Alright? Dah habis part 1 and 2, proceed to part 3, part 4. Okay, no need for you to go back even though you have the one more chance to listen to the recordings again. Let it go, relax, and proceed to grammar and vocab. All right, because I believe speaking and listening for you to complete in the early in the morning is quite stressful. Yeah, so don't be too hard on yourself. You are done with parts 1 and 2. Carry on. That's it. Okay, and then another thing, we would like to remind you always on this, the headphones. No need for you to invest on expensive ones, but buy good ones, wired, not the Bluetooth one. You know what happened with our Bluetooth here? This could happen. Sometimes you get disconnected. When you get disconnected, then kacau. Kacau bila everything you stress, semua orang stress, then a good day may not end that good for you. So get the wired one yang plug in punya with good speaker, good microphone. Alright, kalau ada anak punya ke sekolah punya pinjam, test it. Alright, kalau JPN ada good for you. If not, you just buy a new one for yourself. Okay. Alright, so now before you can pack up, I'm just going to give you some points Okay, just a reminder for listening, because we are not going back to listening component after this. Yeah, tomorrow is going to be grammar and vocab, reading and writing, heavier still. Yeah. Okay, what the difficulties do students at higher levels have with listening? Do you have this? Complexity. Yes, very complex. It's getting more difficult. And then the global or the gist. All right. Um, Colloquial and idiomatic expressions. Yeah, some words you may not have heard before. Expressions you need to actually guess the meaning. Sometimes that's where your prediction skills comes in. All right, intonation and implication. Okay, the rise and fall of the intonation. It's not going to be monotone. It's not robot. So it's a very conversational kind of dialogue. And that the accent, yes. All right, there's no two way about it. But we will share with you a link where you can practice your hearing on different accents. Yeah, after this, don't worry. And then connected speech. Just like I mentioned before, when the native speakers speak, they don't actually say things clearly like we do. All right, they connect everything at one go. So sometimes, what did he say? What did he or she say? All right, so never mind. We'll get used to that. Okay. Focus and be alert. Okay. Attitude, opinion, speaker's purpose and function. Agreement, listeners, course of action, the gist and the detail. Okay. A variety of voices, styles of delivery and accents will be heard in each listening paper. There's nothing easy here, nothing clear cut here. Okay, key points. Part 1, again, 5 monologues, audio, you can listen twice, but preferably don't, okay? Don't spend too much time here. Part 2, 3 monologues, 2 items for each monologue, and audio, you can also listen twice. Okay, the killer part 3, 1 dialogue between a man and a woman, 6 items or 6 questions, and you can only listen once. Part 4 also, you can only listen once, 2 monologues and 4 items each. All right, in total, you have 25 questions, 25%. All right. So how many errors can you make in order for you to score for C1? 2. Only 2 errors, 2 mistakes. The rest memang kena kau-kau betul punya. Kau-kau, eh? Okay, the do's. As we like to remind your students before, read the questions carefully for listening. Sometimes in your excited punya ni gabra or whatnot, okay, you want to get it over with, instruction pun tak baca betul-betul. Okay, read. Okay, analyze the questions and options, identify keywords, understand what you need to listen for, and focus on where, when, how, why, who. Okay? Basically, just keep up, do your best. All right. Okay. Again, watch for adverbs, determiners, adjectives, and modals. Listen to the whole recording before choosing your answer. I used to be a very impatient student or exam candidate. This one I can ace it, but dengar halfway I already know the answer. Well, it doesn't work that way anymore. All right, listen to the end, till the end. Watch for synonyms, parallel expressions that I showed before. What is said in the audio, the same vocab will not be repeated in the answer. So you need to guess. You need to know the synonyms. Use the second listening if you have the chance to check or confirm your answer only if you really need to. Okay, kalau dah tahu, dah sah dah bulat-bulat, itulah jawapan dia, tak payahlah nak buang masa lagi. Go to part 3 and 4. Get it over with. Okay, think about functional vocab. Listen for clues in the speaker's language and tone. Okay, in order for you to identify the attitude and opinion. All right, negative reaction or disagreement is more likely to have a falling intonation. Okay, kalau tiba-tiba suara dia naik tu dia excited, positive normally. All right. Okay. Please check your headset or your audio before the test starts. All right. Benda like don't get distracted with other things. Okay, where you are asked to do the dry run and whatnot, check. Sometimes things have happened whereby during the dry run, everything works well. On the day itself, something happened. Jangan panic. Just do it. All right? Put out your hand, the technical crew will help you. Not setting the pace to complete the task, meaning don't spend too much time on parts 1 and 2. You only have 30 minutes and that's it. All right? You cannot pause the time or whatnot. And please answer all questions. Okay, jangan give up. Never ever give up. Kalau dah tak tahu sangat, tembak je. Jawapan dia pun atau man, woman atau both. Itu je. Alright, tembak je lah. Tak tahu sangat, both lah tu. Hopefully you get it right. Okay, no need I'm going to skip this. Go to. Alright. Okay, can you please Google this? Radio Garden. Dia memang ada garis spesifik. How it spell? Okay. Radio Garden. And I would like Dr. Azina to explain on the function of Radio Garden. It's a live radio, yeah, all over the world.
All right, did you manage to get that on screen? Okay, this is not really new. We came across Radio Garden. What it does is it brings you to radio channel across the globe. Okay, for this purpose, we want you to listen to people communicating or conversing the language in Europe, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. All right. You can pick up other languages like Spain, Germany, other times after FTs. But for now, listen to those in these English speaking countries for you to be attuned to the accent, attuned to the pace of language. All right. So if you bring the cursor to any parts, let's say, let's move. All right. I'm moving to, make sure you know your geography. Yeah. Or you can actually pick an area. For example, I'm going to search. All right. Let's say I would like to go to London. So it will bring me to London. And you just bring the cursor anywhere in London, it will pick up the nearest channel there. So you will be listening to people from these parts of the world on how they use the language or speak the language. So in a way, you are more familiar. You get attuned to how they speak English. Okay, so this is something that you can do as you are driving, for example, or as you are just sitting down leisurely, not knowing, sitting in front of the beach, enjoying the sun, or as you are going for your walks, your brisk walking, or as you are cooking, for example, you can always just put it on and just not do so much of um, answering questions, but just to be familiarized with it. Okay. So I hope you are able to make full use of this platform. Go to different channels across the globe so that you are more familiar with the different accent used. My concern is more of the pacing because they speak very fast. All right. So you need to be familiar with that. Okay. Now you're listening to the channels, are you? Okay. Something to replace your normal daily channel in the car. Okay. All right. Back to Dr. Mimi.
All right, interesting, right? And I wish I had this last time when we were doing the test and whatnot. Okay, so maybe do not go to Jamaica ke apa ke. That one different English, reggae English. I don't want. That one later lah after the test. Okay. So any questions before we end our session today? All right. If you have the time, please keep the links that we have shared with you. Do your practice, your listening or your speaking practice, because there's no way we can help you more than this. All right, it's all on you now. Practice, practice, and practice. And then we'll proceed with grammar and vocab tomorrow, reading and writing. And then the final day will be your mock test. Yes. Only four enough. If you have completed all four, by then you should be very familiar with the style of words and whatnot. And for all you know, if you are lucky enough, same question will be asked in the real test. You never know. All right. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we would like to conclude today's session. Yeah, pass it back to Fatin. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Mimi, Dr. Azrina. I believe you have the do's and don'ts and the strategy, the secrets of answering, speaking, and also listening. And before you go off, there's going to be a tea, sandwiches, if I'm not mistaken, and also drinks, lychee. Uh, you can take that home, and we are going to see each other again tomorrow. And we are going to start sharp at 8:15. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow.